So good morning. Let's start with the new session called as live trading strategy, and we are basically starting off with the first module. That's technical analysis. Before we start, let me give you a profile of myself. So I'm Ronak Mundra. I'll be conducting all the lectures. I have more or less now around 12 years of experience in capital markets. I trade all the products. Talk about equity. I have equal exposure. More or less, basically, we have converted all the logics, and the logics are basically run by the system, as I said. We normally trade 5% of volume every day on NSE. Okay, and on the currency side, we trade roughly around turnover every day. Right? So that's where I'm saying everything is done by machine. Right? So the only thing is, many people ask, is good or bad? Okay? Now, please understand, there is a big difference between trading and investing. So let's first make the description very clear. Can we make money through trading or through investing? Right? So there are always a conundrum where we say trading is difficult. Many people are against trading, saying that this is difficult and investing is pretty simple. Now, please understand, investing is not simple. Okay, why? Because you see, trading, the success ratio is 3 to 5%. Investing, success ratio is 3 to 5%. Right? When I say investing, at least if I invest 1 lakh rupees, it should become how much? 10 times in 10 years. If you think you can do that, then you have aced investing. That's why I'm saying, number of people who say investing is easy, okay, it is actually not unless you achieve 10x in 10 years. Right? So that's where again investing becomes towards trading. I believe that it is difficult, but the success ratio is also almost the same as far as investing is there. Online people who are there, I've already muted everyone, so do not worry. So you can basically listen to me more actively. Fine. So what we see now over here, when we say investing and when we say trading, so here we are interested towards trading rather than investing. And the other important part, success ratio being same, that's one. Second thing which is important, in trading, you will make money. And in investing, you will create wealth. This is the huge difference which people do not understand. Okay, so they do not understand the difference between money and wealth. Now, what do you mean by money and what do you mean by wealth? Wealth is something which you can pass on to the next generation. Okay, money is something which you can generate as a cash flow. Now, please try to understand, the biggest investors whom you know in India, Radhakishan Damani, or you may say Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, they started out their journey from trading. But the good part was they were able to sustain the amount they earned in trading was because they did proper investments. Correct? So obviously both are important and both are unique as per their own requirements. But this is must. Right? So do not try to get away with investing. Okay, there are many traders who make quick money but then they lose out. Lose out why? Because they will lose out their success ratio and then they do not also do what? Correct investing. Right? So this is very, very important piece if you want to generate wealth. Okay. Now this is where we are trying to target, where we are trying to make money, right? So through trading, and it's very clear because trading does not require any degree. So that's the first plus point, right? Do you have a master's degree or do you have 4 or 5 degrees? Then only you will ace trading? Absolutely no, right? This is a complete different skill set. Okay. Any sports if you take, right? So whether you're cleared BCom or you're an engineer, it does not matter, right? If you get runs on the board, you become a great batsman. If you get wickets, you become a great bowler, right? So this is as good as a sport. Please try to understand. So I do not take trading as a career. I take it as a profession because it is similar to sport. Now, please understand, is everyone in sport excellent? No. Right? So why Kohli is the number one? Why Rohit Sharma is the number one? Why not there? Don't you think there are other batsmen also which are there in the Indian squad? Yeah. But why only they are at the top? Why only there was Sachin? Why only there was A, B, C people who only succeed, don't you think they are what? The top 3 to 5%, correct? So trading is similar to this. Now we need to first understand, if you're trying to say this is same, how would they succeed over here? If I know how they succeed over here, don't you think we will succeed over here? Right? So this is how we need to first understand how they succeed over here. Okay. Now there is a good book which I read, okay, which is given by Malcolm Gladwell, and he clearly says, take any profession. If you want to be at the top, okay, the simple answer which it says, you need to give in 10,000 hours. Okay, now try to understand, if I do trading, okay, so I give you a process, and then if you follow that process for how many hours, this much amount of practice is required. If you want to be in which bracket, right? If you want to be in the lower bracket, absolutely fine, right? But if you want to be at the top, you need to put in how many hours? 10,000 hours. Now, what the good part of that book was, he did not even take sports. He took all the different segments which were there. So why only Steve Jobs became the top? Why only Bill Gates became the top? So being from software or technology industry. Why only few people excel? Its only answer is what? 10,000 hours. And then I could relate it to myself because I completed my 10,000 hours in 5 years. Correct? If I complete my 10,000 hours in 5 years, what happens? The excellence keeps going up. So the most important part is to complete 10,000 hours. Now try to understand. This is a big thing. If you give 5 hours per day, okay, how many can you give for 5 days or so? Will be 25 hours. And if you do it for 4 weeks, that will take you to how much? 100 hours. So 1 month you can cover how much? 100 hours in 1 month. And you have to cover 100 times of this. That means these many months are required. Now, if these many months are required to become the best, what does this mean? How many years? 12 months if you break it out. Can I say around 8 to 9 years? So if you want to become the best trader, okay, you will have to give how much time? 8 to 9 years. Now please understand, best traders means they make minimum, I'm saying 10 crore per year. So if you want to be there, then you need 8-9 years of this profession. Now, if I want to cut it down short, I don't want to waste so many years, I want to bring it fast. That means what? I want to do it in 4 years. Fine, then what do you need to do? 10 hours. So give 10 hours to me every day of learning and you'll reach where? In 4 years, right? So the point is, if you do this 10 hours, instead of 10, if you do 20 hours, what will happen? This is what Sachin Tendulkar took. 2 years. Why they become so fast, so top? I don't know how many people know. He used to bat for 20 hours plus every day. Try to understand. 20 hours plus. Right? So if you ask the best guys, have you heard of Warren Buffett or not? Right? So if you see his stuff as well, right from start, he used to read, and even today he reads. Now, how many hours he reads? He'll answer you 20 hours, right? So the point here is to understand that how many hours you will give, success will come. Now, obviously, you don't have to put in efforts like donkeys. You have to put efforts like a horse. When you put effort, things are not working, go back, rewind it, put the correct work, again go back, rewind it. So feedback loop is also very, very important. Now, in your journey, I am counting it as 4 years. But in trader's lifestyle, you can become very successful in 2 years. The reason here is, I know all the pitfalls of a journey which takes 4 years, I can bring it down to 1.5 to 2 years. The reason is I've been through that same journey, right? So I exactly know what are the pitfalls. And those who have already traded, okay, few shares here and there, they will agree to what I'm trying to say, okay? So things can be done quickly and fast, but you need to be very clear to follow the process, okay? So if you try your process, then you go your way. So it might take 4 or 10 or maybe never, correct? So the process has a lot of weightage over here. And what I try to install is the process, that's it, correct? Success will come only if you follow the process. So the first thing that you need to understand, that people think that trading is difficult. Absolutely not. Right? So I'll make it very simple. The point is you need to now follow it over and over again. Okay. So let's start with today's session. Before we start, I'll give you an overview of what we'll cover in these first 5 sessions and follow on what we will try to do. So the first 5 sessions which we have are majorly into concepts. Right? And concepts will cover all form of trading. Intraday, take it positional for 2 days, 3 days, and then you have result-based trading. So all different form of trading will be covered. That will be step number 1. All these concept videos are there in your login, so you don't have to worry. You can go back and you can revisit them. The second step is we take revision lectures. Right? So these are on weekdays. Timetable will be shared. If you miss out, don't worry. Again, they are recorded. Now, revision of what? It is exactly from the basics, right? So people who are a little new, they've just started, don't worry, right? So my concepts, if you don't understand, you have to understand what? Basics, and again revisit what? The concepts, correct? You need to do this 3 times at least. You should by heart the sentences which were said in the class. That means you are trying to achieve what is the process, correct? So this is why we give you the recordings which you can make use of it. After this, you will be given a simulator. Okay, you can install it on your laptop and you can place trades. Okay, now this is very, very important because it gives you a real-time feed, real-time market feeling where you try to punch in orders. Now, if you're trying to do intraday, every day you can sit and punch orders, right? Let's see, this was the process start. If things are not working, put it in the group, right? I did this way, it's not coming out to be right, and I can point it out what are your errors, right? So for this, we have personal assistance as well. So even for online students who are there, don't worry. So you can call out and each one will be given assistance, okay? The agenda of giving the simulator is to basically perform the practice, right? So more you practice, more you will ace, okay? So this will be get installed, so we'll basically give you this detail as well. The fourth part is the project. Now, people who are looking out for jobs, I can tell you if you finish your project, you'll get a job very easily. The reason is this, the project which we have designed is basically the entire industrial format, right? So if you do a project, then you go out and you present your project and write it on your resume, then you can get easy job of 3 to 5 lakh per annum, right? To at least to start off with your career, right? So I would say you should focus on that, those who are freshers. Now those who are not looking out for job, still I will say to do the project. The reason here of doing the project is all the concepts are again tested in the project. So whatever we teach gets revisited in the project. So if you do the entire project, what happens? All the things which you have learned, you have tried to apply, correct? So the same thing can be done. Now this is done for all the modules, right? So this is not about technical, the same we do it for options, and the same we do it for fundamental and all these stuffs going ahead. So every module, this is the flow. Okay, so all I would say, I will deliver concept, try to be attentive, try to ask questions, stop me anywhere, it's completely fine. Then please visit with the revision lectures. Even if you know basics, no problem. Sit and listen, right? You might not know, but you might get some more pointers from those lectures as well. Then you have the simulator, try to apply the stuff on the simulator first. Do not try to lose your money first. Please understand. I know everybody just wants to start live, start making money. Yes, agreed. But once you lose money, you lose confidence. Please understand. So it's better we start first slow rather than going out and chasing wild dreams. No, please understand, I'm not here to sell you dreams. It does not come true. Again, I'm telling you, the batch is right now like around 25 and we have online around 10, 12 people. So 40 students batch, only 2 people will succeed in trading. So I can tell you point blankly, even if you have come to make money, agreed, but only 2 of you will succeed. Succeed in the sense, the best, obviously, but the other 38 people will not lose money for sure. Because the process is such design that you will not lose money. So the agenda here is to not lose money. So there should be no loss. You should do 100 trades and then eventually you should make money. Correct? So the process is such that we don't want to start with loss. Problem happens over here. If you have a loss, it will bring you down in confidence, right? And that's why the simulator is given to you. Okay, first show me you can make profit on simulator or not. If you can, then you can move in the real time. And when you move in the real time, things are very different. On simulator, fine, I like Bajaj Auto today, I bought. Now buy Bajaj Auto in real time, things are different, right? Before buying, you think 10 times, oh my God, this is my money, should I buy or not, right? So things are very different when you move from simulator to the real time as well. And I'll tell you how the slope of moving from simulator to this real world also happens, right? So first we need to do the net practice, then you need to go for Ranji Trophy, and then you start playing for normal matches, and then you go for World Cup. So this is the 4 steps which is there, right? So do not try to ace for World Cup. You will never be there, right? Someone got retired or not. He said, I am not being included in the squad, so I am going out. Fine. Many people will go out. Please understand, right? They lose out. They do not want to get into the grind of 1.5 or 2 years because the agenda was to get it quick. Right? Today's world, we want everything quick. Okay? There's a huge difference in today's world and the previous world. The reason here is if you want a cab, what do? Ola, right? So everything is there on the fingertips. You want food, what do? Swiggy. So this world has changed because the point here is no one is patient. No one has patience. They want answers very quick. Right? So that's why I'm trying to say, rather than getting in fast, we need to slow down, right? So take this slowly and then you try to get up to the last stage. So I would say make use of these 3 weeks entire tool of technical analysis. Try to learn as much as you want and then start rehearsing the same. And any point in time, if you're not understanding basics or stuff, come back in the next batch again and sit. Okay, so we allow students to come back and sit. Okay, so try to understand, here is the most important part for me to do this is for education the right way. Okay, please understand, we are not doing this for money because I am already making good amount of cash flow on the other book. So the cash flow is coming. So I am not worried about my cash flow. Now the question many people ask, why have you started educating? Right, so 10 years I've got bored, okay, into trading. So now I have moved down to the education. The problem here is people who know, they don't want to teach. People who don't know, they want to teach. Correct? So it's a complete mess. Okay? And the point is, if you do not have clarity, if you don't make money on your own self, okay, how much confident you would be to go out and teach? It's not possible. Okay? So try to make this the max out of it. Okay? Things are simple, but all you need to do is keep on doing it again and again, right? So let's start. This would be the flow, the first part of trading. So first we need to understand what are 3 parts of trading which we will cover. The first one is called as intraday trading. Okay. The second one is called as 2 to 3 day trading, called as swing trading. And the third one, which is there, result month trade. Correct. So this is the normal format of trading. Now please understand, you can understand all the 3 formats, but you cannot ace all the 3. Okay, so you need to first understand, am I good in intraday? Am I good in 2 to 3 days positional trade, or am I good in result month trade? Now these are basically for 20-day trade, 10 to 20 days. So what's happening over here? Is the duration increasing or not? Right, you're starting out with smallest duration within the day, right? So it's like an IPL match, then you go out for 50-50 and then you go out for test match, right? Now all this is form of trading. What do you think is the most difficult? Is it 1, 2 or 3? What do you think out of A, B and C, which is the most difficult? 3. So how many people for the first one? So many people are there. What about the second one? So yeah, many. So a couple of guys have told intraday online as well. Okay, so all thing intraday is difficult, right? So I can say this is difficult. What about 2 to 3 days trade? That seems easy. Relatively easy compared to intraday. And what about 20-day trade? Most difficult. Why I would say is this is most difficult. And this is the most simple. The problem here is we have not made money. That's why you find it difficult. Now why it is, I'll tell you. The reason of third being the most difficult, okay, is because moment you take a trade, now you have on your fingertips what is the price, right? So if your trade is for 10 days, you will cut it down for 1 day or 2 days. If you are in profit, let us exit. If you are in loss, we'll see, we'll hold it for 20 days. Correct? So the point here is this is the most difficult form of trading. It's not that simple. Okay? The most simplest form is the first one. Yes, but you need to be very, very quick in doing intraday. Okay? So that means you need to have a different process for 1, different process for 2, different process for 3. All are not same. Okay? And if you ask me to grade it, what is the difficult one, I would say the third one is the most difficult, but the first one is the most simple. Okay? I'll show you today. I'll give you a setup which if you trade from 9:15 to 9:30, you can make 10,000 rupees every day. Now you can make even 1 lakh rupees every day in 15 minutes. Good or bad? That's fantastic, right? But the question is, can you make 10,000 rupees every day? If you can do it, fine. But can you make 1 lakh rupees every day? It becomes very difficult. Because you need to be completely different in terms of mental strength of handling 1 lakh rupee per day. It seems very good. Wow, 1 lakh rupee per day, right? But the point of pressure which you will have for 15 minutes, it's top of the world. Okay? So those people who get paid per minute wise, don't you think they have a lot of pressure to deliver as well, right? So same stuff. It seems very good to make 1,000 rupees in 15 minutes, then 10,000 rupees, and it becomes very difficult when you go to 1 lakh rupees in 15 minutes. That's why I'm telling you, the journey will take you 1.5 years, right? But you'll get the right process when to click the button. So if you do it for 1,000, the same has to be done for 10,000, the same has to be done for 1 lakh, because the process or the setups will remain the same. All you need to do is change the quantity of shares. Here you're buying 100 shares, now you buy 1,000 shares, now you buy 10,000 shares. The only difference is how many shares you're trying to put in. So the point is the outcome is very clear. The zeros can be added, right? Which will not take time. So this is called scaling. Okay, but scaling will always come with time. Right, so it cannot be reached fast. So intraday, the best time to trade, we'll understand how to trade, we'll understand how to pick up stocks, we'll understand all that stuff. We'll try to focus on intraday. After doing that, we go down for swing trades. How can I get a 2-day trade or 3-day trade? The good part of this is you can apply this on options also there. Correct? So if you are waiting for 2 days, let's do it in options, right? So by doing in options, the good part is holding period will be less. Okay, you're looking out only for 2 days or 3 days. So the same thing can be applied in options. Now many people try to do intraday in options. You need to avoid that. Correct? So you can do it, but then you need to only stick to top 10 Nifty 50 stocks. So you'll also try to understand what kind of stocks to be traded. Okay, if you are doing options or if you are doing Nifty 50. So the one thing which is very good, if you are doing this, you can then go out for options, right? So this, if you master this piece, you can even master options trading. So in short, if you want to master options trading, you have to master 2 to 3 day swing trade, correct? And this is the bonanza time. Okay, all you need to do is buy something at the start of the month, go for vacation, come to the end of the month and see have you made money or not, right? So this is the best thing, only if you do not track your position. If you track your position, then you will not make a good bonanza, right? So this is also very good, but you need to again understand what are the rules, right? So we'll go one by one for each of them. So let's start with the first one. That's your intraday trading. So for intraday trading, let's first understand how the markets work and then we can get into intraday trading. Now, we all know that market starting time is what? When does the market start? So many people know market starts from 9:15 to, actually market starts at, this is called pre-market. Correct? So the agenda here is market does start from 9:15, but you can get some clues in pre-market itself, which is basically from 9 to 9:07. Correct? So that is also very, very important. Fine. So we'll understand this part as well, but let's start with this thing first. So that means more or less, if you see every day you have 6 hours of market. Correct? Now in this 6 hours, if you try to divide them into 2 hours sections, right? The starting part, the mid part, and the end part. The best time to trade is the morning time. So the first 2 hours of the market are the best time to trade the market. This is the dull period where markets do not move much. Okay, and then you have some action in the last 30 minutes to 1 hour. Correct? So what do we understand from here? There are 3 sections of the market. Okay, the majority of action takes place in the first 2 hours of the market. Now that does not mean whatever has happened in first 2 hours will continue for next 4 hours. No, right? So the first 2 hour market is going down. For next 2 hours and 2 hours it can keep going down, which happened yesterday. The first 2 hour market goes down. It can also go sideways, and then what it can do can cover the entire loss which was there. So it's quite kind of complete reversal. So the point is markets can move in any direction in these 3 slots. So do not try to say if 2 hours I have seen the market, this will be the trend for the market for the next 4 hours. Absolutely no. Correct? So rather than seeing market for 6 hours, you should see market as 2 hours slot. See for first 2 hours, forget about it. See for next 2 hours, forget about it. And see for last 2 hours, forget about it. So the point here is you need to first decide, okay, I don't call it as market A, I call it as A, B and C. Now which market should we trade on, or which market should we concentrate on? What do you think? Which one should we focus on? Should we focus on A? Should we focus on B? Should we focus on C? Right? So the first thing is you should focus on A. That's it. Right? If you have made some money, okay, enjoy your lunch. If you have not made money, right, you know that you will not enjoy your lunch, right? Because this is like 12 o'clock, your lunch time. So if you have made good money right in the morning, the entire day will go good, right? But if you have made money in the morning, please make sure you do not trade. Because the problem here is when we make money in the morning, we lose out by the end of the day, right? So we become overconfident. Now I know whatever I'm doing is absolutely fantastic. Let me try to double my money from here. And instead of that double, 100 rupees you got 100 rupees, you went out, and then again 100 rupees goes up. So the rule is very clear. If you make money, then what should you do? Don't trade. Over. If you lose money, what do you think? Do not trade. Because if you lose money, the agenda is what? Let's recover the loss. Let's recover the loss. Right? So you're not focused on getting the right setup or getting the right trades. You're more focused on recovering your losses. Once you get into recovery of losses, nothing will happen. It's only a loss, and it will further add on to your loss. So in nutshell, if you see, when should I trade? The morning 2 hours. Correct? So the morning 2 hours should give you the answer. Either you're making money or you're not making money. That's it. Now try to understand, if 2 hours takes me to make or break money, if I want to reduce this further, that will be good. Because if I tell you to sit from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock and see the market, you will not have the same vigor, the same strength, the same concentration throughout 2 hours. So what happens with us? Let's see. We start with high confidence, right? Then suddenly one lost trade, one more lost trade, and you're down. So the energy goes down, right? So let's say if you do not trade, I'm sitting over here seeing the market, I'm not trading, I'm not trading, I'm not trading. Again, what happens? The energy goes down. So the best part of this 2 hours market is to trade what? The first 1 hour. Now, there were 3 markets, A, B, C. We chucked out B and C. Then we are focusing on A. In A also now I'm saying there are 2 parts, 1 hour and 1 hour. Okay. If you get the right trade, sit for 1 more hour. Makes sense, right? Let me see if I can increase my profit or not. If not, I have little profit, let me go out. If the increase of profit is happening, very good. If the trade taken over here and you are happy with this, please do not trade again. So sometimes what happens, market opens gap up, starts going up, you made a buy over here, you sold over here, you're very happy, and now you are biased on buy because what got you money? Buy. When I bought, I made money. So our agenda is what? In next trade, let's buy. And when I buy some other stock at this point, suddenly market goes down. So it becomes gap up, bearish. Correct? That's why I'm trying to say, right? Buy 2 hours, in 2 hours also buy 1 hour. And the best part of trading is the first 1 hour. Is it clear or no? Right? So if you are trying to do intraday, the first thing that you need to do is make bigger chunk of money in the first 1 hour. Now bigger chunk can be 1 lakh also, can be 1,000 also, can be even 500 bucks. Please understand. The idea is to start with 200 rupees per day. Okay, then move to 500, then move to 1,000 and so on. Right? So if in first 1 hour, if I'm making 250 rupees, very good. You have done something right. Now, every day you come and you make 250 rupees. So you are getting something right or no? Agenda is now the same trade should move to what? The same trade should get you 500 rupees. Now, why you were able to make 250 rupees? Because you were right in buying or selling at the right point. The point here after this is, once I buy, I'm not able to hold for longer. Once I sell, I'm not able to hold for longer. Then you regret, oh my God, I would have waited for another 5, 10, 20 minutes. This 200 would have become 500. And that realization will help you to move from 250 to 500. That's the second step, right? After this, you cannot get more. Now I want 5,000 rupees from that trade, not possible. So you need to move from 250 to 500. And now if you move from 500 to 5,000, you need to change something called as trade value. So we'll come to that. Right? So agenda is only to get first what? 250 rupees. Once I get 250 rupees, can I scale it to 500 or not? Once you do 500, you are done. That's step 1. Then the agenda is 500 to 5,000. Correct? How can I go to 1,500? How can I go to 2,000? How can I go to 5,000? Right? So that is basically called as changing your trade value. Correct? So that's another concept. Now, the first part, which everyone should understand, we are going to focus on what? The first hour of the market. Okay? And in first hour, we have all our energy and we are getting into the market and we need to know how to get in and how to get out. Correct? So out of 6 hours, I can say 5 hours are waste and 1 hour is very, very critical for me. Correct? So that's what we have understood from this. Now, the second part, since first part is very, very critical for you, now we need to understand what's there in the first 1 hour. The first 1 hour, I'm counting my 1 hour from 9 o'clock because market starts from here, not from 9:15. So 9 to 10. This is your 1 hour. Okay. Now, in this also of 1 hour, you have slots. 15 minute, 15 minute, 15 minute, 15 minute. This first is just the pre-open time, right? So this is called preparation time. You need to be very clear what you want to do. Okay, so that basically takes you in the zone of trading, and then you start. So you have now 3 parts in the first 1 hour. So A, we are going to focus only on first 1 hour. B, we are going to focus on first 3 sections of 15 minute, 15 minute, and 15 minute. Right? Now in this also, if you see A, B, and C, this is like the first critical 45 minutes or no? okay, of market. So basically you have reached here 10 a.m. For me, 10 a.m. means market close. Please understand. So don't see market as 6 hours, we are seeing market as 1 hour. I need to get trade in A, B or C. If I've got A, B or C, 10 o'clock market gets done. Now, what do you think in A, B or C, where will you make major chunk of money? Now in A, B or C, where will you make major chunk of money? The only point where you can make major chunk of money is A. Major means not once, but you have to do it every day. The best part is A. Why? I'll tell you. Because in the first part, people wait, let us see what will happen. Let things settle, let us see people are buying or people are selling, right? So people are confused or not. Let us see how the markets are behaving, right? So can I say this first part is called as randomness. Okay, so this I can say basically is filled with randomness, the first 15 minutes. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to make some sense in randomness and make money. Okay, so the best part of trading is part A, the first 15 minutes. Okay, now why it is? Because all the people are confused, and if you know your direction that yes, it will go, if this has happened, it has to go from A to B. If you have seen this every day, or let's say 3 days in a week, what happens? You're very sure if this happens, I'll pull the trigger. That's it. So you are tuned in your randomness, you have found a setup. And you're only seeing if that setup comes, yes, 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 then I'll trade. If not, let's trade the next day. So the point is very clear. The first 15 minutes are very crucial of the market. And the participants are confused. That's the best part. Okay. And because of this, the major chunk of movement can happen in the first 15 minutes itself. So you can get almost around 0.75 to 1% move in the first 15 minutes itself. Okay, so all we want is 1% on one trade or 0.75% on one trade. So that means if you are trading SBI, which is like 300 or 400 bucks, okay, what is 1%? 3 rupees or 4 rupees. Okay, 0.75 means you are trying to target for 2 rupees or 3 rupees. That's it. Get in 2 rupees, get out, over. Okay, so the agenda is very clear. In and out is fast. You understand? And the time zone is also very clear. The first 15 minutes. Okay, so why we focus over here? I've told you my rationale. Everyone is confused, and that's where I want to make money because some things are very, very clear in the first 15 minutes. Now, please understand who are confused and who are not. Who are confused in first 15 minutes? The retail people are confused, not the big guys. Big guys are very clear. I want to buy. They will keep buying and take the price up in first 15 minutes. Or he has to sell. Market opens, he starts selling and he keeps selling. In 15 minutes it's done. So don't say it is random. It's not random. Okay, it's random for retailers, but not for the big guys. So can I say the big movement will happen fast or not? And if I go in that direction. So if someone wants to buy SBI shares right from 9:15 to 9:20, 5-minute window, going up, 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 up. So if the trend is up, how much I want to earn from this trend? Please understand. I don't want 10, 20 rupees from here or 5, 7 rupees from here. I'm just looking out for my 2 rupees. Get in, get out, I'm okay. Correct? So the point is very clear. We are looking for where the force is. We are going along with the force and then going up. That's it. Okay. So this is called trend trading. But all I've done, rather than on 5-day scale, I've done it on 5-minute. Is it not a trend? Trend is going in the upward direction, and what I've done, get in and get out, right? Within that small span of time. Now, why it is not randomness? Because the big guy is trying to buy or trying to sell, right? So that's very, very important. So one thing is now clear for us. For us, 15 minutes is enough. Now you tell me, can you concentrate for first 15 minutes. Easy or difficult, right? You can put in all your heart for 15 minutes. After that, the money that is made over here will decide the momentum is going up or down. But the agenda is clear. I have to focus only for 15 minutes. Okay. So why it is so critical? That's what I'm trying to say. More shorter the time frame of trading. If you're trying to do intraday, please understand, you cannot take like huge quantity and sit there for 15, 20, 30 minutes to see what will happen. Are you getting me? That's not possible. The possibility is only clear if you are getting in, getting out. Please understand. Fast and with higher trade value. Means if I'm buying SBI shares. Now please understand, let me explain even the trade value. If I am buying SBI shares, we are not doing futures. Please understand. Right. So the first rule which is there is we never do future. So someone who does future, they will not have their future. Okay, they will go away. So don't try to get into future. Now problem is also the clear, those who are freshers, they've never traded future. No, he has told no, so I'll try it once. Correct. So everybody wants to try it once. So people say don't smoke, I'll try it once. Don't drink, I'll try it once. So try to understand, here you lose money. The problem again, I'm saying, if you lose 50,000 or 1 lakh rupees in one go, what happens? The confidence goes down. Right. So if you want to lose confidence, start. Right, and you'll understand what exactly I'm saying. And those who have already done, they are laughing. Right, so they exactly know what happens. So that's why the first thing is we will never trade future. So even if you want to take 2-day position, 1 month position, what do? Options. Right? Now nobody knew after budget market will go down 300, 400, 500 points. Right? If you had bought Nifty at 12,800, 11,800, straight 500 points down, 300 points down, what happens? There is no loss in future. Straight, it keeps going on, it keeps piling on. So you will forget rationally understanding the market, because your now potential of understanding the market is being dictated by a loss. Okay, and what you do? Let me buy more, average it out, if it goes up, I will sell out everything. So that does not happen. So that's why I'm saying, first of all, forget about future. If you want to scale big, you should know what your risk is. Okay. And the best part of trading is, I ask everyone who are traders and who like trading, do you sleep well on Saturday, Sunday? Okay, if they sleep well on Saturday, Sunday, that means they are the best traders. And the second, if you can sleep for 8 hours per day, they are the best traders. Other traders on Saturday, Sunday will track where the Dow Jones have closed, morning where the SGX Nifty is opening, everything they want to know. Okay, over the next 2 days, what Trump is doing. Okay, so please understand, if you are not anywhere related to all that, that means you are a good trader. Correct? Why you would be a good trader? If you don't trade future, you will know your. So let's see what happens. I don't care. I lose X amount. Okay, so once you know your loss, okay, you are through. Right? So that's the only key to success of trading. If you punch an order, the only answer that you should know, how much is my loss. Don't worry about your profit. Okay. So the first thing is the answer of loss. Fine. So we never trade futures. So let's say I want to trade SBI, and when I want to trade SBI, I'm not trading in future. So if I'm not trading in future, you need to trade in cash market. Please understand, it's intraday. Okay. And the best part is Zerodha and Upstock, all are giving you leverage. And few brokerage houses, if I'm not wrong, I think it's Kotak Bank, they've said Thursday intraday is free. Right? So they are giving you free as if that you are making money on that day and you're going home, right? So without brokerage and stuff. So please don't get into all that mess. Try to first understand, if you're doing in cash market, I can buy how many shares I want. Okay. Now they might give you leverage 10 times. Okay. You can buy 10 times the amount that you have kept in your account. I don't want to go for 10 times. So first thing that you need to understand, if it is, let's say, $400 or $300, if you are buying 100 shares, what is the trade value, total value? 30,000. More than enough. So my trade value for intraday cannot be more than 25,000. Okay, so let's say now if I have Maruti which I want to trade for 6,000, how many shares you'll buy? 4 shares. Okay, if I have Bajaj Auto which I want to buy, how many shares you'll buy? 10, 10 or 12 or 15, right? So it's very clear to understand trade value. So what's happening over here? You trade whichever stock you want, but the order that you are trying to get in, right? So let's say if I'm trading Maruti, I'll buy how many shares of Maruti? 4 shares of Maruti, 6,000 rupees. It is how much? 24,000. If I'm buying Bajaj Auto 2200, I'll buy 10 shares. Let's say how much is the total value? 22,000. If it is SBI, 300 shares, 300 shares, 300, 30,000. So more or less, if you see all these values, the number of shares that you have bought and the price which is there, these three things are within this, around this 25,000 trade value. Okay, so it's very clear how much you buy. Yeah, so trade value, please understand, trade value is nothing but number of shares you will buy depending on the price of the stock. Okay, now if you're trying to trade MRF, 48,000 is one share. So if I'm trading MRF, 48,000 one share. If you buy one share, 48,000 is the price. Now what do you think? Should I buy or no? You cannot buy half share, correct? So I cannot trade MRF. Correct? So agenda is our trade value will be how much for intraday? 25,000. Okay. Now let's see why trade value matters. So it's very clear now. You give me any stock and I can tell you how many shares you will purchase. That will define your trade value. Now if I have bought any shares, let's say now SBI, and I never say number of shares bought in SBI, you should always say I have bought how much? 25,000 of SBI. That's it. That means it does not matter how many shares you have. The agenda is total value is 25,000. Now if 25,000 is the value, please understand 1% of this 25,000 is how much? 250. Okay. And if I do this 100 times, is how much? Correct or not? So let's see what does this mean. If your trade value is 25,000 and you lose 1%, every time I take a trade, I lose 1%. Every time I take a trade, I lose 1%. That means you are losing how much on every trade? 250 bucks. Okay. And if you are doing how many trades now? 100 trades, net loss will be how much? 25,000. Is it clear? Let's again go through this. Your trade value is 25,000. Every trade you are losing how much? 1%. I'm ready to lose 1%. Means moment I take a trade, stop loss 1% below the current market price. Then you lose how much on that trade? You cannot lose more than 250 rupees per trade. And if you do 100 trades like this, maximum loss will be how much? 25,000. This is what you need to do on simulator. How many trades have to be done on simulator? 100 trades. Okay. And if 100 trades you have done, so let's say 40 students, 40 are trying on simulator 100 trades. Okay. Now there will be some people who will have loss of how much? There will be some people who will have loss of how much? Some will have loss of how much? Some 50, and some will be there who will have loss of 40,000. Why? Because they are not disciplined to trigger their stop loss. Correct? So if you go more than the stop loss, you are allowed 100 trades, but your loss cannot go more than 25,000. Right? So every trade, 1% I'm out. Okay, so I lose how much? 25,000. Now, if I scale all of the students who are given 100 trades in the simulator start trading. Okay, now the agenda is some will end up 25,000, 22,000 and so on. Okay, now this will not define your success. This will define whether you are following the process or not. Because you will get 1 or 2 trades in a day. You have to complete 100 days to get this output. Please understand. If you go all trades wrong, maximum loss will be how much? 25,000. Okay. So if you do all 100 trades wrong, you are the best. Why? Try to understand. If all 100 trades are wrong, you have got 100 ways I can make loss. Right? So you have got all the test cases of loss scenarios. It cannot be more than 100 scenarios. And with the setup which we will give, it cannot be 100 trades going wrong. So the point here is, if you can get 100 trades going wrong, that means something is wrong with you. Right? So how would I know whether you have followed it or not? So what we do is, all the 100 trades, you need to make a book called as trade book. And in that trade book, every trade should go. Okay. Now some people do it diligently for 3 days, then 5 days, then some people do it for 10 days, then majorly some people can even do it for 1 month, and then there will be only 3 people doing it. And that's why I say, entire 40 students who are there, only 3 will succeed. Who will succeed? Those who make trade book. Right? We do not remember what we ate yesterday. Right? After 100 trades, how will you remember the first trade that you had taken? It's not possible. Correct? So the most important part is to have what? Trade book. So every trade that you have taken should go in the trade book. That means whatever is the screenshot, when you have placed the trade, you have bought at this place, you need to write after the trade is done why you have taken a trade. That's it. Take the screenshot and put it in the Word doc, okay, or whatever form you want to prepare. Put it over there with the screenshot, writing why you have chosen, let's say, SBI to buy. Okay, so you will say SBI was in negative news, I wanted to go opposite, so I bought. Second, you will say I saw SBI going up in pre-market. Third, you will say the SBI had formed the end pattern which we had discussed, and hence I went in and I bought. So you have now more observations before going in and trading SBI. Now someone will write, I liked SBI, so I bought. Correct. So someone who says I like and I bought, that is not a trade. Correct. So since it is a simulator, it does not mean just go and buy and sell. Right. That's where when people come back to me, I'm not succeeding in trading. Only thing which I ask them, show me your trade book. Right. And if you don't have your trade book, so people do not come only. Right. So half of the people do not come because they have not maintained the trade book. And then they know that this guy will only ask trade book because the answer is here. I cannot sit with you for 100 trades, let's do. Okay, no, this is right, this is wrong. No, because every individual will have his own thinking. I cannot model your thinking, yes, but after 100 trades, you will model yourself. This is how I trade. This is where I'm going wrong all the time. And once you come through me, I'll tell you point blankly, these are the steps which you're going wrong. That's it. Again, you go back, next 100 trades. Okay, unless you do not achieve what is required, you will not excel. It's fairly simple, right? And 100 trade does not take much time. So if you're taking like 2 trades in a day, it's basically more or less 2 months, right? Which you'll complete 100 trades, and then again you go out, again you do 100 trades. The agenda is every 100 trade slot that you are doing, let's say for 3 months, 3 consecutive times, so 6 to 8 months, you should improve. If you are improving in next 200 trades, that's good. Then start moving where? Live. Right? So this dictates how fast you can go to live. And now the question comes, if I go in live and I trade, so let's say someone who has done 200 trades, successfully doing, finding out the right stock, plugging the right trade, triggering it fine with the stop loss, everything is good. Now he goes to live market. When he goes to live market, he has to perform how many trades? Again 100 trades. What will be the trade value? 25,000. And how much will be your loss? 25,000. Cannot go more than 25,000. So if you have done good 200 trades, do you think you lose to 25,000? Absolutely not. Correct? The agenda of maximum loss, that day was bad day, fine. How much will you lose? 250 bucks. Again, let's go the next day. Again, let's go the next day. The agenda is the loss is so small that will not come back to you. Okay? So the only thing which you need to decide is to reduce your loss. if you're going live. Okay, once you go live, the loss is less, better it is. Okay, so your agenda is not, the goal is not to gain profit or so. The goal is to stop this loss. If that happens, you have wasted. Then what do we do? So once you have succeeded on 25,000 also real time, then what do you do over here? The same trade value which you are doing at what? 25,000. If you have done it successfully, don't you think this 25,000 would have gone to 35,000? 200 trades, you have practiced now 100 trades in live, and if you're doing it right, obviously you have to go up at least to 35,000. Now you can have a trade value of 50,000. How much will be the loss every time you take a trade? 500 bucks, because you have doubled your trade value. Once you ace this 100 trades, where do you go? 1 lakh. So it's very easy for 1.5 years to reach out to make profit of 1,500 rupees per trade, right? So this is very easy. Then things become difficult. Why? Because you are now going out from 1,000 to 5,000 trade. Now 5,000, if you want to earn, how much should be your trade value? Please understand. Let's first understand. We were started with 25,000 as trade value. How much were you losing or gaining per day? 250. Then you changed your trade value to 50,000. How much will you win or lose? Then if you change your trade value to 1 lakh, how much will you win or lose? 1,000. Now I'm saying I want to move to 5,000. Okay, so how much should be your trade value? Okay. So how much will be your profit per day? 5,000. Now each future is of 5 lakh. So if you buy one lot of SBI, instead of buying 100 share, 300 share, 500 share, one lot of SBI will be how much? 5 lakh. Okay. Now the problem is people never do this. People do what? Let's start this. 5,000 in or 5,000 out per day. Right? In does not happen. Out happens more often. Right? The problem here is what? You have started wrong. That's the only problem. Nothing else is wrong. A, you did not have a proper setup, proper process, and second, you did not have an approach. The problem was, let's make money fast. Right? So I've done the course, I should start making money. Very good, all the best. Right? If you follow this, then yes. If you do not follow this, then absolutely no. Right? So the process is simple, because now one lot of future can give you how much? 5,000 rupees. So getting 5,000 rupees per day is absolutely simple. The problem here is to reach to this value, trade value, and that will take time, because here you are spending 2 months in doing one simulator. Then try to understand 1 month. That means how many trades? 100, 100, 100, 100, 400 and 200, 600 to 700 trades. Don't you think all this will take you how much? This is what I'm trying to say. The good part is you do not have to start with loss. The good part is you do not have to work for process or strategy or setup and all that stuff. So all that time has been out. All we are trying to do is practice. That's it. Correct? So only focus which is there on your side is practice. If you do practice well, you will reach here. If you do not do well, you will reach here. You will never reach to 500 itself. Okay. So one thing is very, very clear. If you are trying to now go through this, okay, you have to maintain these 3 rules. First, we will never trade future, right? So it's very clear why you cannot trade. As I said, the trade value itself goes up so fast. So you don't want to go there. Okay. Then the second part, the trade value should always be 25,000. So first 100 trades that you will make, will it be in live or on simulator? It has to be on simulator. I do not care whether you're doing 1 share or 5 share or 10 share. The agenda is to do it on simulator for 100 trades, and you need to maintain what? Trade book. Okay, right? So that's very, very important to maintain your trade book. This will help you to grow faster, because you'll know all your errors and then you can improve. And please understand, you're doing 1 or 2 trade in the first 15 minutes or so. Okay. Now, in the first 15 minutes or 1 hour, if you're doing 2 trade, putting it in your trade book, and for 5 days if you do, okay, whenever you complete 5 days, you have Saturday and Sunday. Okay, go through these trades. Again, what went wrong, what went right. Then again, you'll have next 5 days or no. Then you have Saturday, Sunday. Now on this Saturday, Sunday, from where to start reviewing it again? From A or from B? You have to start from A. So don't just go for last 5 days, okay? Because markets were here in up move, markets were here in down move. Things change. Okay, so that's why you need to understand right from the start and keep doing this exercise every day. Please understand, one point in time you will be reviewing how many trades? 100 trades. And if you're doing this process every day, don't you think you will get the picture in your mind even in your sleep? If this comes, I will buy. That's it. Correct? If you see this every day for 100 days, I'm telling you, in your sleep also, you will see the numbers and you will see the pattern. If you do not see that, you cannot become a trader. Right? It has to happen. If you're seeing this every day, in, out, and you are passionate about it, it has to click in your mind. It has to happen. Now, try to understand, after this, when you sit, 9:15, 9:20, 9:22, setup has come, what will you do? Pull the trigger. Your mind will be tuned to finding that setup, and if it comes, buy. And you know the downside is how much? 1%. Fine, let's go. So the point what I'm trying to do, this process drills you in that form, right? I don't know how many people have seen the drill of army. Anyone has seen the drill of army? Okay. So the army drill, what they do right from morning 5 o'clock to 7:30 or 8, 3 hours. It's the same drill every day. There is no change, right? So one of my student, or one of my team member, his father is basically from army. So that's what I've learned from him. Even this student, this guy is also in process. You tell him do A, B, C, D. He will do A, B, C, D only. You will not go for A and D and okay, this is easy, I'll do this first and that. No, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Right? And that's what he told me, that they keep doing the same stuff over and over again. And I found that we are also trying to do the same stuff over and over again. So try to understand, you're trying to get into a war, but before you go to a war, you need to be very, very clear what you're trying to look in the war. Okay? The randomness will be there. I need to find my pattern. If it is there, I'm triggering. If it is not there, bye-bye, next day. Correct? And please understand, don't hurry. Every day, market will open at 9:15. It will not be that market is not opening today, market is full, not opening at 9:15. No. Correct? So every day you have a chance. So why to hurry? Okay? So this is very, very important. Okay? I'll tell you my little bit of journey. I started out trading in 2009 and 2010. So before this all was practice, but this was trading. I started out trading for 5 a.m. So I'm talking about IST. I used to start with Japan market. So Tocom is what we used to trade. Okay, and then after this 12 noon, the UK market opens. Okay, so the LME opens over here. And then at 6 p.m., the US market opens. So CME is over here. Okay, now this is your trading schedule. I used to start my day at 5 o'clock, then 12 o'clock. So till 12, enter 12 to 6, and this market used to end by 12:30. Again sleep, again start what? 5 o'clock, and so on. So what's happening over here? It's over and over and over again. That's what I'm saying. So when I used to sleep for 5 hours or 6 hours, it's only used to be numbers in my mind. Right? Why it is only numbers in your mind? Because you're seeing the same stuff round the clock, 18 to 20 hours. And that is where when I read the book, I understood that if you are putting 20 hours per day, please understand, how many years will you take to succeed? 2.5 years. Are you getting me? So this is what I'm trying to say, that it can be done. The problem is, it's very difficult to focus for 100 days. Right? So it's very, very difficult because people do not want to follow the process. Okay, so it's very interesting. It's not going to be difficult. It's going to be interesting if you go by this process, because there is no load on your mind. Okay, and then you can ace it very well if you do the practice for 100 days. So the most important part I would say is this. Right, so the trade book is very, very important. So don't be lazy. Okay, I'll sit on Saturday, Sunday, and I'll finish the trade book. No. Right? If you have done the trade, you are done for the day. Just put it in the trade book right away. Because on Saturday, Sunday, you'll not realize on Monday what happened in the market. Correct? So you'll forget the pointers you were looking to buy or sell that particular stock. Right? So suddenly things will change. So don't go out. The important is to focus on your trade book. Okay. Now, we have understood somewhat about the first 15 minutes, which we want to focus on the market. Okay. Now the question comes: if you want to focus on this market, from where will you get the stock? Now, when the market opens at 9:15, do you think let me start searching all the stocks? No. Right? Or let me start TV what they say. Okay. So yesterday, or someone put it in the blog. I'll share it in this also. Yesterday they had put buy for Bajaj Finance, FinServ, and everything. Right? So they give you 20 stocks every day in the morning. Now there are 20 stocks, obviously something will go up, something will go down, right? So then they show only those stocks which were going up. No one was talking about Bajaj Finance. So what you need to understand is how will you get the stock? Now my question is, should I depend on the broker? Should I depend on the TV? Should I depend on newspapers? So from where will I get my stocks? What do you think? So you need to do your own study and get the stocks. Okay, so we have a page where the stocks in different strategies will come every day. Right now, before going there, you need to understand what are the different strategies. Okay, and then you need to understand first 15 minutes which strategy I want to focus on. Okay, so the study should come prior itself, not at 9:15, not at 9 o'clock. It has to be coming at 8 o'clock prior of that day. Okay, so a day prior when you sit and you do your study, you have focused your 5-6 stocks. So now you are ready to buy or sell these 5-6 stocks. Once you are ready to buy or sell these 5-6 stocks, suddenly the same stock name appears over here in pre-market. Good or bad? Very good. He's giving you one more conviction. Okay, I thought this stock should go up above this level. Pre-market is also showing that it's trying to go a little higher. That's good. So once you have that, that stock should be at the top or no? S1. The other stocks should be down. Okay, I'll see all of them, but first this one. So the agenda is to get your 5 to 6 stocks ready. Once you have your 5 to 6 stocks ready, that means your only world is these 5 stocks which you want to trade. After this, which you have selected, so this is the step 1. Then at this 15 minute, you need to look for your setup. Now I liked SBI because I had done the study prior. I will buy SBI. Okay, fine. And that too in pre-market, it was trying to open up by 0.2% SBI. So I was very, very happy. And finally, when it opens 0.75% up, what do? Buy. And from there only, it starts coming down. Okay, so don't be too happy. My stock has come. My stock has come. Okay, so the problem here is you get more and more biased as well. What will happen? This I was thinking of buy. Okay, market is also showing me buy. Okay, it has opened up. Let me buy. No. If this is there, then I look for my setup to come. If the setup has come, then we go out. If this step has not come, please understand, this can never happen. Okay, so even if this happens without your setup, that means it has happened because of your biasness. I wanted to buy and that's why I just bought. That cannot be the case. So in this, you have to be very, very clear. Okay, so the step will always go in 3 formats. So let us note down our process for the intraday. The first one will be the study and find 5 stocks which we are interested in. Okay, now as I said, you can do it. We have something called as TCI. This is a page where all the stocks are there in different strategy. I'll share that with you and we'll be discussing this any which ways. You also have stocks coming on Telegram. right? So if people have not, how many people are there on Telegram on the channel? Fine. Otherwise, I'll just share it. The point here, these will only help you to get what? Stocks. Okay. So these will not help you how to buy and sell. Okay. So they only give you the most probable stocks which will fly up or down for tomorrow. That's it. Okay. So if you see in Telegram also we give 4 stocks. Now what do you think? Someone is sitting over there and punching the prices? No. The system does all the evaluation and gives the best 4 stocks. Okay, so we have 36 criteria which gets matched, and then if it is there, then we go out and give the stock. So once you have got the stock, does not mean it has to go up from that price or have to go down from that price. The agenda is after the stock, what we need to do is to find our setup. Yeah, so don't worry, I will basically help you out with all of this. This link, everything will be there in your group. So don't worry on that. Okay, so TCI is basically there on the website and it is free. So all these are free. Okay, nothing is chargeable. So don't worry on that also. And you won't stop also. Some people have asked, you stop then? No, I'll not stop, right? And by seeing this, explaining you the strategy, you will also know how to find the stocks. So it's not that you have to rely on them. So these are only source of getting what? Stocks. In this stocks from 9:15, we are looking out for what? Setups. Correct? So that's the second stop. So study that you have to do, this study has to be done at 8 p.m. T-1. So you're standing at T, a day prior. So if today market closes at 3:30, in the night 8 o'clock, you will find your 5 stocks. Okay, that will be for tomorrow. Okay, so second is in this stocks itself, if you get your setup, okay, and the stock which you have got your setup, what do? Execute. If the setup is not there, can you go to step 3? No. So it has to be 1, then 2, and then 3. The most important part when you're trying to execute, you should know what is your trade value, right? And we have decided what should be our trade value. 25,000 is your trade value. If you're buying 2 stock, 25,000, 25,000. So maximum loss will be how much? 250, 250. So cannot be more than 500. So if you lose 500, don't go for a movie. Correct? So then you can decide what you want to do. What agenda is, losses should be small. Okay? And it should be very clear, this is the trade value, I cannot go more than this, and your loss should not be more than 250. Right? So this is also very, very important. So this is the flow for your intraday trading. Okay? And once you keep executing, you need to make what? Trade book. You need to have 100 trades. And all these trades will get qualified as 100 trades if you have followed A, B, and C. Okay, so some people might go out for party, let's say on Thursday, and then they have not done what? The study, and then the morning they start at 8 o'clock, let us do the study. Okay, and then they get some stocks, then they find the setups, and then they trade. Yes, you can do that, but try to understand that should not be counted as a day. Because you're doing it in all hurry, just because market is going to open, let me find some stock, I want to see my setup and trade. No. Why I'm telling you to do it a day prior? Because a day prior you are not biased anywhere. Okay, and then when you look at your stocks, you look at the way that you want. But when what happens right at 8 o'clock, the newspaper comes in. Okay, or you go for a morning walk, you talk to your friend. Then in Tech Mahindra seems to be very weak. Now all that noise will basically add biasness. So I'm not saying that is not the good part, but all important is to do it a day prior, right? So that's very, very important when you do it a day prior. So there's a question called as study should be done? No, it's done a day prior. 25,000 trade value, number of shares multiplied with the price of the shares. Correct. That's called trade value. So trade value is nothing but current market price into number of shares. Correct. So this is very, very important to not go beyond your trade value. So if you do not go, obviously the losses will not increase, and we need to get the best 100 trades. And in all the 100 trades, you need to find what? The same setup. Correct. So after doing this, you will come to me saying that your setup does not work. Yes or no? Because you have done it 100 times and it is getting failed, getting failed, getting failed. So that means your setup is not working. Okay. So if the setup is working and you find it 100 times, then it's very clear. You need to only trade in this format, right? So that's why you need to do this 100 is because you are very clear about the setup. So total money we should start with trading is 25,000. So don't worry on trading. Okay. So I will take the simulator, I'll punch the trades, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Right now, just understand the flow, and then it basically shows right now we'll start. So first, after doing all this, where will you start? Straight away, we'll open an account and start? No. So get the installed simulator and then start trading first on simulator, right? So the first step is simulator, and even on that, we have to maintain our trade value. So when we buy, we cannot buy worth more than 25,000. Execute 25,000. So which I'll try to explain you separately. So don't worry on this. All you need to first understand is when I'm buying, I will buy how much worth of shares? 25,000 value. I hope everyone is clear. When I'm saying I'm buying or I'm selling, I will share how much worth of shares. The value will be how much? 25,000. Right. So my investment is how much? 25,000 is done. Now if I buy and sell and I lose 1%. So I buy at higher price and it comes down, and if I lose 1%, how much will I lose on this value? 250 rupees. Right? So 1% of 25,000. So these are your 4 steps before we go into the process, okay, or the setup. Now this is fine. These 2 are the most important stuff. Once you know this, then only you can go out and execute. And once you execute, you have to maintain your trade. Right, so now we have to go out for the first 2 steps. Okay, so one thing is now clear. Starting on the market 9:15, we are interested to trade, and we try to get out stocks from the other sources. Now, before we go for stocks, the agenda is when you go out at 9 to 9:07, and then you start from 9:15. If you have 5 stocks. Okay, now we need to understand because we are looking at 15-minute time zone to 9:30, and you have 5 stocks to focus on. Okay, so that's very, very important. Can you check setup in short time? Normally you cannot, but yes, because the agenda is setup has to be found in the shortest time. This is what I'm coming up to. So just wait for this. And study is done prior. So my question now is 5 stock, let's say from study I've got. Okay, now the market is starting. We have seen some pre-market, if the stock has appeared or not, that's fine. And then at 9:15, I start focusing on these stocks. Now the question is to move from 9:15 to 9:30 within this 15-minute bracket. Can I find my setup? That's more important. Now I don't only have to find my setup, but also have to do what? Execute. All this should happen in what? 15 minutes, right? So this 15 minutes, which normally seems that it goes by, it doesn't go by. It has 15 minutes. It takes slowly and steadily. When you start to see every move, it will count, right? So it doesn't move so fast. And you'll also understand when you take position, then time doesn't go fast. It goes slowly because now you're concentrating on every tick going up, going down, going up, going down. So 15 minutes is too much, right? And our focus of finding the setup, executing the setup should not be more than 2 minutes, right? And once you take the trade, means you have executed, you will be in the trade for how much? 5 minutes. So the entire game plan of getting in and getting out is not more than 10 minutes, right? So it's very simple, but agenda is it has to be a little fast, right? And it is not that difficult because once you know the stock, the market watch is set, then it starts, then the chart starts appearing. Once the chart starts appearing, you can look at your setup is happening or not and then execute. Okay. So first thing which you need to know is this 15-minute time zone, which chart to see, right? So now we will focus on the tools. So first We now know 5 stocks we need to get. Then start at 9:15. We will start with 1 minute and 2 minute chart. Right, so this is the candle chart. People who don't know, it's basically it shows red and green candles. So we'll touch base on this as well, so don't worry. So candle chart of 1 minute or candle chart of 2 minutes. Okay. Now, if I show you right now 1 minute or 2 minute, you will not understand what's happening. Because 1 minute, 2 minute looks like this. Yeah. Right? And I don't know what to see over here. As I said, it's randomness. Correct? So in this randomness, we are trying to find something more conclusive. Okay? So don't worry how to see that chart. So we will start first with 5 minute chart for practice. So at least you understand 5 minute takes time to get done. So you'll understand, okay, what's happening on that 5 minute part. So in 15 minutes, how many candles you'll get or how many slots are there of 5 minutes? 3. So you'll majorly see 3 candles, that's it. Once you start seeing 3 or 4 candles, so let's say if you're extending it to 9:45, you'll have around 6 candles, 5 minutes each. This is like around 30 minutes. Okay, so this is 5 minutes each, 6 candles. It will make some sense, okay, what's happening on these 6 candles. Now it is not randomness. You know, okay, fine, for 6 candles, price has gone up. If the price has gone up, what we do now, from 5 minutes we get into 2 minutes. You will see the same format, but you will see more or not. So the price goes up only. Now you have realized, yes, the price goes up. Now you have more data points to look inside when you see 2 minute chart. It's very clear. If it is 2 minute slot, if you're doing it for 30 minutes, you'll have more slots or no? 15 slots. Now if I bring it to 1 minute, that means you'll get this. Then what happens? We have how many now? 30 slots. When you know the bigger picture, don't you think this will make sense? When you know this picture, don't you think this will make sense? So the agenda is, when this picture is clear, A went to B, then it came to C, then it came to D, then it went to E. If this is clear on 5 minutes, what happens now? What has happened in this 2 minutes? Let me see what happened in this time frame over here. Let me see what happened in this last zoom over here. Okay, so things will now make more sense. Then when you go down to 1 minute, then you will try to see, oh fine, this went down very, very fast in that 1 minute. And then this went up very, very well in last 1 minute. So the things will now become very clear when you now move from up to down. Or you can say from bigger time frame to 2 minute and 2 minute to 1 minute. The agenda is, if you are trading this intraday for first 15 to 20 minutes, you need to focus on 1 minute, right? So we are trying to focus on 1 minute or 2 minute chart. Now, like stocks like Bajaj Auto, Glenmark Pharma or L&T, those who are bigger stocks, or let's say non-Nifty 50 stocks, they might have more spikes. So you can go to what? 2 minutes. So if 1 minute is not making sense, go to 2 minutes. And you'll understand which stocks normally should we go for 2 minutes and which one should we go for 1 minute. Normally, the Nifty 50 stocks which are there will have more volume, so you can go for 1 minute. Okay, and if you're doing stocks, let's say beyond Nifty 50, then you have to go for 2 minutes. Okay, but if the chart, when you're trying to see not clear, then you can always go for 2 minutes. Okay, so the agenda is 2 minutes, and then once this is done, we can see inside how to make sense of it. But that sense will only come if you know the bigger picture in 5 minutes. Okay, so in bigger picture, 5 minute stock has gone up or something like that. Then we go out and see what has happened inside the same stock. Is it clear? Correct? So now we know the tool which you are using, the stock which you have selected. We'll open the starts of those stocks on what? 2 minute or 1 minute time frame. Okay, so majorly if you want to start off with, I would say 5 minutes, then you can go for 2 minutes, then you can go for 1 minute. Now the agenda is, when you're trying to see this, you need to get the same setup. Now what is this setup? That we will discuss. So the agenda now is very clear. You're getting the stock, you're seeing the chart, you're starting from 9:15, you're looking out for next 30 minutes where you get sense of what your stock is doing. Now these 5 stocks, do you think all will go up? Do you think all will go down? No. So some may go up, some may go down, some may go sideways. Correct? So the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, it can go up, it can go side, or it can go down. So I need to be very clear what I want to look at these 5 stocks. Should I only focus at stocks going down? Should I only look at stocks going up, or only look at stocks going sideways? So the first thing that you should understand when you're trying to see the stocks, try to understand the frame of the stock. Now what do you mean by frame of the stocks? In simple sense, I can say the flow of the stock. Flow means, is it going up, is it going down, or is it trying to go sideways, right? So we are trying to see from the first 2 minutes just to understand the flow of the stock. So when we take the stock, we should be very clear the flow is going up, the flow is going down, or flow is going nowhere. That means stock is just loitering around, not happening anything. So one thing is very clear, it has to have 3 flows. Now where should we be interested? So let's say 2 minutes done, 9:15 to 9:17. And we know that it can go in all 3 flows. We are only interested in, if this was your yesterday's close at 3:30 and now market will open at 9:15. If your stock has opened up, so that means it is showing more potential flow is what? Upwards. If your stock is opening down, it has a flow of, this has a flow of at least to start off with, correct or no? Okay. Then if the stock is opening almost over here, what is he doing? Just going sideways for first 2 minutes, right? So I can say that here I'm getting a sense that stock is ready to move up. Here I'm getting a sense where stock is moving down, and here I'm getting a sense that stock is going sideways, right? After this A, B, and C, so if all these 3 cases has come for 2 minutes, you can see 5 stocks or no? So now you have 2 minutes, and you have to just click on this stock, see this second stock, see this third stock, see this. So now it becomes very easy that what we are looking out for the stock. Now try to understand, if you are looking out though for the same stocks, you have done a study prior or no? So you have some sense that yes, the stock, if it goes higher than A level, it can go to B or C. And if that stock opens up, you're happy or no? Very good. If it crosses this level, it can go to B. If it crosses this, it can go to C. So that study will help you if the flow is getting in the same direction, right? So we'll understand when we get the stock, then how to apply the study. Okay. Now after this, when the flow is decided either up, down, or sideways, the first 2 minutes, so you'll have one candle of 2 minutes. Let's say I give you only, let's take a case of downward open. So that means this is your yesterday's close, it has opened down. So the flow is up or down? Down. Now it has opened up, now I'm seeing for 2 minutes what's happening on the stock. So I'll give you a scenario of what's happening after the end of 2 minutes. So this we have seen at 9:15, and I'm talking about 9:17. When 2 minutes are done, let me tell you. What do you feel? This means red color, and this, when I do this, that means it is red color, and this is called green color. So what do you think in this 2 minutes what has happened? It has opened down, the flow is down, we know that or no? And that too, what has happened? It's going down only or not? Okay. What do you think? It opened down, the flow was down, but suddenly what has happened? It is now going opposite the flow. It's not going down, it's going up. Okay. So here it opens. So open, everything is same. Please understand. Right? It has opened down, it has opened down, it has opened down. Over here, is he going up or is he going down? Don't know. It's going sideways. So one thing is very clear, since you're not able to see this. Here. Correct? So what has happened over here? We don't know whether it is a green or a red or a complete green or a complete red. There is no decision over here. So that means out of A, B and C, which one should we be interested in? Out of A, B and C, all have opened down. Right? Initial flow was on the downside. Which one should we be interested in? Should we be interested in A? Should we be in B? Or should we be in C? So it's very clear we are no longer interested in C. Correct? So first of all, no longer interested in C. Okay? Now, the agenda is A or B. Now, try to understand if you are looking out for A or B, we are interested in both. In A and B. Why we are interested in A and B both? Because if you see what's happening on A and B, A is constant selling. A complete red selling has taken place or no? And what has happened in B? Continuous buying has taken place. Now, please understand, we always look for 2 minute these kind of candles. Either complete red or a complete, is it clear or no? Why we are looking out for these complete red or complete blue? Why shouldn't we follow buying trend? So don't try to bias yourself, buy or sell. I'm only saying that the stock has opened down. We'll also look for stock opening up. But all I'm trying to say, it has opened down, it has opened down. But here, after opening, what has happened? Buying has taken place. After opening, what has happened? Selling has taken place. All I am trying to say, why I am looking for these solid bars over here is because the person who is interested to sell has full control or not. He's selling, 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 selling. No one is able to stop him. Till this 2 minutes, he is a continuous seller or no? Same way, for first 2 minutes, it opened down, but there is some guy who is ready to buy at every price that is opened now. So that means there is a force on the upside, there is a force on the downside, and there is no force. So that means, can I say some big guys over here, big guys over here, and can I say two big guys are over here? One is pushing from A, other is pushing from B. Who will win? I don't know. But don't you think the chances are very clear who will win? Correct or not? Because the guy who is ready to sell from this price, let's say this is 300, it comes to 298. If he has sold, if the price goes up, what will he do? It's good for him or not? He's able to sell more. So if I want to sell this stock, no matter what, if it comes to 299, what will I do? Sell. If it comes further up, sell. Sell. And it keeps going down. Right? So the first intention is very clear. On this stock, the big bull is there or the bear is there. He's riding the upside or he's pulling him on the downside. So suddenly, out of these 5 stocks which are there, please understand, do you think everywhere you will get these candles? No. You'll only have one stock or maybe 2 if you're lucky to get something like this. The first 2 minute complete green or the first 2 minute complete red. Okay. So tell me now, from 9:15 to 9:17, out of 5 or 7 stocks or 10 stocks maybe, can you figure out which stock to focus? It's very simple. Whether the stock is opening down or stock is opening up, I am interested in only those stocks where you have either complete red or complete green. That's it. So suddenly what happens? Out of so many stocks, you have boiled down to 1 or 2 stocks. 9:17, the system is clear. Now it is very easy because I have to only focus on one stock. How much time I have to focus for it? For 2 minutes more to see whether my setup is getting built or no. If the setup is getting built for another 2 or 4 or 6 minutes, if everything is fine, what do? Buy. And when I buy, answer should come in what? In 5 minutes. If answer is not coming in 5 minutes, right, please exit.
What exactly do you mean by setup?
So setup, I'll explain it. So this is the part of setup. Red candle and a complete green candle. So either first part of 2 minutes, what should I see? Complete red or complete green. Is it clear or no? Okay, now let's see after this what happens. Let me now. So this case is already out. We have both are opening down. One with red candle and another with green candle. Okay, so now let me see. 9:17 is what we are standing. And this is your yesterday close. Market opens over here. You are seeing a red candle. This is your yesterday close. It opens over here and you are having a green candle. So this is at 9:70. Now what will you do? Wait for another 2-minute candle. What's happening? Now, after 2 minutes, what do I see over here? What has happened? If 2 minutes continuous selling, don't you think it should go down? Suddenly, it has been stopped. Okay. Then again, selling comes. Then again, buying comes. Now what's happened? So he was supposed to go down. Somebody is buying him up. Again is selling him. Again someone is buying him up. So one thing is clear. After this selling, that guy is not able to take it down. So 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. He is now going sideways and trying to go on the upside. Now try to understand, if you were a seller all the way and if the price starts going against you, what will the seller do? He will reverse. If you reverse, what he will do? Buy and it zooms up. It makes sense. Morning you were selling, okay, from 300 let's say to 295 and the price went sideways. Now no longer going down. Suddenly it starts going up. The seller who had sold all the way, his average is 298 or no? Now suddenly the price goes to 301. He is in panic, right? This guy doesn't want to go down. Now I want to square off my position. If he wants to square off his position, what will he do? At 301, he was selling, he will buy. If he buys, he helps us to reach from 301 to 304. And in this journey, I want what? That's it. So I will just take my 3 rupees, 2 rupees and I'm out. Now try to understand when I'm getting into this journey, right? So we'll explain how and why. Am I not clear what is happening? Am I clear? It was continuous selling, it has been stopped. So seller is no longer heavy, the buyer might be heavy. Now how do I know the buyer is heavy? Buyer is only heavy when he breaches his level or no? Yeah. Till here he is not heavy. After that what can happen? It can again go down. But once he breaches, no one will stop him. And this guy will help him to go further up. So it's very clear that the buyer has to overtake the first red candle. If he is able to overtake the first red candle, the same seller will become buyer and will help us to reach our targets. Is it clear or no? So when I now see the red candle, I should be happy. Fine, very good. There is one big guy pushing the price down for first 2 minutes. After this, what do I see? Something like this is happening, something like this is happening, then a red candle is happening, then a green candle is happening, then a green is happening. What do you think? I don't know what's happening here, but I know for sure what is happening here. What? Overtaking the red candle. Correct? So don't you think all this is called correct? And that's where we do not understand what's happening. Why you need to understand what's happening? All I need to see, if this is the red candle, is it being overtaken or not? If it is overtaken, I am interested. If it is not overtaken, what do I do? Not interested. Simple as that. Because if this is not overtaken, then this guy will not become buyer. And if he does not become buyer, how will the price reach up? So is this is called a complete setup? Is it clear or no? First you look for what? A red candle. Let 2-3 candle goes by, and then what should happen? It should be taken out. If this is taken out, then we move from looking at downside, we're looking for buy side. Is it clear? Correct? Now, the same concept needs to be applied for this. Let's see how many people can apply the same concept for this. What is square off position? Square off means you will reverse your position. Shouldn't we follow buying trend so we stick to stock for maximum 5 minutes? No, it's not always buy or sell. So please do not take that into account that you have to only buy. So first thing was red selling was coming, it's going sideways, and then what's happening? It's going the reverse way or the upside. I call this as base violation. This was a complete sell, went sideways, and then this base is violated. So it is called as base violation. Okay, so I'm only interested in these stocks where the base violation will take place. Now let's see if it was a green candle. Right, so it went down. So here it went down and red candle came. Here it opens down and a green candle comes. So a green candle comes from here. Open, this is yesterday's close. Now when this is open, the price goes up for 2 minutes. After this, what do you want? What has happened? Okay, so it could not go above yesterday close. It went something like this, and the same violation has happened or no? He was continuously what? Buyer, and now if it goes against him, what will he do? Okay, the targets for sell will come way faster than buy. That means if you want to wait less, you should look for selling rather than buying. Okay, so if you are now, so if you wait for this buy to achieve your 3 rupees uptick or so, it might take another 2-3 candles. That means 6-7 minutes. This will take 1 candle to give you your 2-3 rupees. Forget about 2-3. Sometimes you can even get 7-8 rupees. Because the fall comes so fast, and that's the best thing to happen. Right? So the sell potentials are huge compared to buy potentials. Because buy takes their own time to go up slowly, but the selling happens very fast.
From base violation, what is the stop loss and target?
We'll come to that. Right now we are seeing the setup, what to see and what to do. So we'll come to the execution.
Is it necessary in this setup that yesterday's close should not be reached?
So we come to that. It doesn't matter, but yes, more or less, it should cross. All this should happen in what? So this will, even if it will go up, it will not have enough time to come and cross in 10 minutes. So that will not happen. But agenda is, first of all, this is yesterday's close. Why we keep this yesterday's close? Just to understand that it is still in red. If it is not going above yesterday's close, it cannot be in green. How do you define it is up or down? From yesterday's close. So that's where the potential is of yesterday's close. So if the price is always down, has not crossed above yesterday's close, then it is still red, still red, still red, and now we are very sure it will be more red. That's the only thing. So it's not a written rule, it cannot, but even if it goes up, please understand, in 10 minutes it will not come down all the way. So this setup will always happen in 10 minutes or maybe in 6 minutes, but it will be fast. Okay, so how is it easy to find out or not? It's very easy now, because in the first 2 minutes I have to first see this. If I am seeing this, then follow the other candles and see what's happening. If it is reversing, then we look out for sell, and if it is reversing, then we look out for buy. Correct? So that's the agenda here. Now, in both the cases, the opening which was there, the candle can be green or red, but the opening which has happened, okay, has happened down. Correct? Now, when it has happened down, it is opened down, and in this case and in this case, please understand, in this case, can I say opening down, it is going up, and here opening down, and it is going down. So, with open down, we have two trades. Either you can be a buyer or you can be a seller. Right? So, it does not mean it has opened down, we will only sell. Okay? It does not mean it has opened down, we will buy. It only means first you tell me what was the first candle. That will decide to buy or sell. Now, you tell me, if I just give you this much information, what is your biasness? So if I say this is yesterday's close, it has opened over here and it has formed a red candle. What is your biasness? You'll buy or sell? You look for buy or you look for sell? You look for buy. Because if it is a seller, then it should get stopped. Correct or no? So in simple sense, to remember this, if it is a red candle, we look for buy. And if it is a green candle, clear or no? So in both the case, that means you are being opposite to the big guy or no? Correct? So we know that the big guy is there, but we are just trying to be sure when he will exit. And when he will exit, he will help me to push my price in my favor. Okay? So that's where, if you see yesterday close, it can open down or it can open up also now. The stock can open up. So if it has opened over here, okay, so if it has opened here, buying can come, or it has opened here, selling can come. Correct or no? So this is your open. Again over here, if it has opened over here, selling has happened, or buying. Okay, now wherever it goes, I don't care. All I care is what? Looking out for the first 2 minutes, what has happened. A complete red bar or the complete green bar, or a complete green bar or a red bar. So all I am trying to see, whether the stock is opening up, stock is opening down, stock is opening sideways, I all want to read is what? Either A has happened or B has happened. Correct? So it's opening down or up or side. The first thing in 5 or 7 or 10, if you want stocks, all I'm seeing is what? Classification of A or B. If the stock has opened with red, we look for buy. If the stock has shown green, we look for, is it clear? Correct? So one thing should be clear, the stock has closed. Now let's see the 2 minutes. If 2 minutes is a complete bar, and if it is a red bar, we look for buy. If it is a green bar, we look for, there should be no confusion. Now that means if it is a red bar, you should look for sell. What you are looking for? Buy. So you are trying to be opposite. That means you are trying to be a reversal trader. Same way, if it is complete green, you are trying to be a reversal trade. Actually, if you see, if it is a complete red, it should go down or not. So you should be looking for selling or buying. Generally, if you see, if it is down, you should look for selling. If it is up, you should look for buying. I'm not looking out for that. Why I am not looking out for this format? If buying has come, it should go up, or if selling has come, it should go down. I agree, it can go down. But after this, if I sell over here, how do I know the big guy will continuously sell? Big guy has to sell for price to go down, not because I have sold, price will go down. You understand? I don't know whether he is interested to sell more or he will not. Okay, but in this case again, when I am buying, he is buying all the way here and I buy. When I buy over here, what happens now? I don't know whether he wants to buy more or not. Correct? So he has to take me along with him or no. But if the train is going in this direction, you are sitting over here, what will happen? It will never go. And that's why we always go out for the opposite. Now why the opposite? Because something called as base violation will take place. So the concept of base violation, if the selling has happened, it doesn't go down. When it starts going up, the seller becomes buyer, will take it up. The same one over here, if a continuous buying has happened, then it goes down, then the buyer will become seller. This is again one concept of base violation. So in simple sense, we are looking out for complete opposite move. So I don't care where is yesterday's close. First thing I need to see is what? The candle is red or green. If you do not get a proper candle of red or green, are we interested? Correct? So we are not interested in those stocks where the candles are not red or green. So now what we will do, we will try to see now as many stocks, right? I'll show you a few and you can now do this exercise, let's say for all Nifty 50 stocks. Let's open all Nifty 50 stocks, 2-minute chart, and first candle red or green, red or green, red or green. So all you need to do, first stock you have clicked red, then you focus, otherwise close the chart. Again, next stock, green, otherwise next stock. So what will happen now? Do you think all Nifty 50 stock will have red and green candle like this, complete solid? No. You will only get 3 or 4 showing you this red or green candle. Now, even if 3 is showing you red, they can go down also or not? Yes. I want red and then it should go side and then it should start going up, not going down. So red has happened. I was so happy it went down. Sorry, I cannot trade. So what happened yesterday? What do you think? Market opened down. So it was in our case or not? Correct? Market is opening down like yesterday. Now when market is opening down and it just keeps going down, what happens? First 2 minutes, many stocks selling is happening. And after that, they should go sideways and go up or not? Some went sideways and I wanted to trade, right? I'm not getting my trade. Red candle, I was so happy. So many stocks with red candle, but none of them doing what? So now try to educate yourself because none of them did base violation. Correct? If base violation was done, then I was interested. Not for downside. Is it clear or no? I don't know how many people know or not, and we'll see the chart. There was one stock odd man out. Which showed green candle. Market opening down, other stocks going down, all the banks going down. Suddenly what is happening? IndusInd Bank is showing green candle. Complete odd man out or not? Correct? What has happened in IndusInd Bank? And obviously it was also in pre-market. I don't know how many people know. What happened in IndusInd Bank? Any idea? Have you heard of Bharat Financial? That's getting merged with IndusInd Bank. Now if you search Bharat Financial, it is not there anymore. Okay, so that bank is now, that microfinance is now getting added to IndusInd Bank, and the favorable was for IndusInd Bank. So what happened was the stock IndusInd Bank started going up. Now the best part was, this is how IndusInd Bank was looking like. Yesterday's close opens down. Because all the stocks have opened down. But 2 minutes, green candle. Then what will you do now on IndusInd Bank if it is a green candle? Will you look to buy or sell? Then you will sell when what will happen? It should go down or not?
Yes.
Now let's see. I'll show you the other candle also. So this is the first 2 minutes, then the next 2 minutes, and then the next 2 minutes. What happened? Right from bottom, up, and up. So I was very happy. Odd man out. 9:15 to 9:17, and this guy reached to 9:30 at the top. What should have happened? With the green candle, you should have gone. No, did not. So made a high of 1540, came all the way down. So this base violation happened at 10:30 or 10:45. But it did happen. But the point was, the same should have happened when? Correct or no? I was so happy, but can I take the trade? Not allowed. Are you getting me? So the point is, when all were down, this guy showed strength. Okay, so there is another format also to trade this. But right now I do not want to give you both the formats, so you'll get confused. The only point is, if it is green, we are looking out for downside. And when we will sell, only when it goes sideways or down, and once it breaches this, and it should happen by what? 9:30 or 9:40 or so, or 45 or so. So first half an hour, this thing should get complete. Not at 10:30, not at 11:30, not at 1 o'clock. Sir, see, base violation happened 1 o'clock. Right? Not interested. Base violation, agreed. Fine, base violation as many as you want, but we want what? 9:30. Correct? So this is very, very important. So the point, what I am trying to understand over here, why I am not going for 10:30, 11 or 1 or 2. If he is a buyer and things go against him, he will get rattled at that point or no? And he would want to exit. Right? So if you now move from here to 10:30, now the drama has changed. 2 big buyers have come. Correct? So you now do not know whether they will exit or not, or what's going to happen. But here I was clear. Now this is just going up. It's not going down. Okay? So again we need to understand that then it comes down, and then maybe A, B, C, all were buyers, they become sellers. And the prices obviously went down a lot in IndusInd Bank even yesterday, because the entire market went down. So the point to understand is, after this only, the things should turn. So in the first 5-10 minutes, things should go in your favor. If it's not going, then some new things are happening. It's not the same. That's what I'm trying to say. In randomness, you're trying to find your format. So your format plus your timing both should match. Otherwise, things are not working in the same direction. Right? So the simple way is red candle and green candle. Later does not help. So as I said, later if it is happening, we are very late, as we do not work more than 10 a.m. Right? So start from 9 o'clock, you sit till 10 o'clock, more than enough. Right? Either you earn or you don't earn, just go again tomorrow. Correct? The agenda is, more you go out, the problem happens, loss of concentration, then loss of emotion, and then the market also changes. What happens? It comes here, suddenly all the banks zooming up, you will sell, comes back. Correct? Now that day, yesterday, I would have sold and I would have got down so much and this and that. Now there are many points in time, if you see, market opens down and what happens? Complete recovery takes place. Correct? So that's why you don't have to increase your journey, because things change rapidly. Right? So the first half an hour in your setup, in your stock, and when it has trigger. If it doesn't have, tomorrow is the day, not today. Correct? So this is what we want. So I hope we are now very clear when we see the stock, what we have to spot. Right? Still, I'm not telling you execution. All I'm saying, if I have the yesterday close, stock can open up, maybe at the same price, maybe down. Am I clear or no?
Yes.
These are the three cases which can happen. But wherever he is opening, I'm only interested either the green candle or the red candle has happened, or here also the green candle or the red candle has happened, or over here also green or one has to happen. That's it. If anywhere it is opening, it doesn't matter to me. But if this happens, then only we are looking at the stock. So in short, whether up or down, first of all, that doesn't matter. For me, I need what? The candle. Then I'll start looking into the stock. So if I now have a green candle, just say buy or sell. If you have a red candle, buy or sell. If you have a green candle, buy or sell. That's it. That has to be very fast. Fine. Green candle, buy. Go buy. Right? So green candle, sell. Red candle, buy. Green candle, sell. Is it clear or no? Right? So one thing is very clear. We are looking for a good green or red candle, and we have to go opposite. Please understand. We have to always go opposite. So if it is showing strength, we are looking to sell. If it is not showing strength, we are looking to reverse or look for buy. Is it done? Right? Any confusion in this? Right? So wherever the price is, so we'll now bring what is yesterday's close, importance and all. But first agenda is, if I want to spot any stock, okay, if I want to do buy or sell, should be very clear. So first filter is what? Yesterday's close. And the second thing what we see, the red or green candle. That's it. Right. So the first filter that we are looking out to take a stock is basically this. Can you explain why we have to go the opposite here? So try to first understand, if it is a green candle, why are we going opposite? And it obviously it makes little difficult for people to understand, because our tendency is, if you have seen a green candle, it tends to go up. If you have seen a red candle, it tends to go down. This is what we have been seeing, but actually that is what we don't want to do. What we want to see over here, if you have a green candle, let's take with numbers and let's see, we are the big buyer. Right? So let's say you are in the hot seat and you are trying to buy as many SBI shares possible, and you have been given unlimited fund. Keep buying. Right? How much SBI you want to buy? So you started buying 295, went to 296, went to 298. Now you stop because your average purchase was set. Do not go beyond 296. So I've given you money, I've given you limits, keep buying. Correct? So you were happy it came down, I started buying. Then what is happening? The price is going up. Now I'm not interested to buy. Okay? Then if the price comes down, are you interested to buy again or no? Yes, it has come to 296. I'm allowed. Let me again buy. Again you try to push. Then the price again comes down. Are you allowed to buy or no? Yes, I can again buy over here, trying to push him up. Then the price goes below my price. Okay, and my boss comes and says, are you mad? You have accumulated so many shares, please sell. Okay, fine. And when the boss says you have to sell, you cannot tell him, okay, let me wait and see what's happening. Now, the point is, till here you were interested to buy, no one came and told you. But suddenly when it goes below this, your average price is here or no? Of your buy. And when the price reaches here, what is this? Loss. And if you're not allowed to do this much or more loss in a day, what you have to do? Square off your position. Square off means if you have bought, you have to do what over here? Sell. Square off means you have to nullify your position. So till now you are buying, now you are selling, and when you sell, don't you think you have huge quantity accumulated over here? And when you sell all the way, what happens? Just dunks down, all the way it goes down, right? So we are interested to look at the buyer is trying, fails down. And we are trying to eat this downside, right? So that's the basic aim. That's why the first buyer, if you are looking at buyer, now let me see what's happening. Now, the second case which is there, if someone has been told just to buy SBI, no price limit. So he buys till 298, buys more till 301, buys more till 305, and then he stops. So you buy, and then he says, let me wait now, let the price comes down. And when the price comes down, again what does he do? Buy and buy. When the price comes down, what does he do? Buy and buy. And then all the retailers come in. Let us buy. And then the price is taken higher. So try to understand there is only big hands who can move the price. Right? So the retailers with small quantity here and there, nothing happens. Okay, all I am trying to understand, where is the big guy? Is he looking out for upside or looking out for downside? What we are looking here, are we looking for up? No. We are not interested in this up journey, because when I will buy, suddenly what he will do? I'm not interested. When he's not interested, it comes down by how much? 1%, 250 gone. And when I trigger my stop loss, now he's interested. Now again he comes here, again I buy, again 1% gone, again I'm out. And then he goes up, and then the price goes up. Oh my God, the price has gone up. Correct? The price will go up. It can go up. What I'm trying to say are the probability of price going up is less. That's the only difference. So we are not interested at all where the probabilities are less. So if you have probability on your side, things happening on your side, failed trades will be high or low? Low. If I can reduce my failed trades, please understand. So don't tell me my success ratio is 60%, 70%. I want success ratio of 80%. Because if you do not have this, or your fail rate trades are not less, how can you scale it up? If I ask you to buy 5 lot of SBI, and you are first of all not sure whether the setup will work or not, it works 60% and then it doesn't work 40%. And the day when you try 5 lots, it will not work. Are you getting me? So that's where I'm trying to say the setup should not fail. If your setup is strong, then you can scale, right? Otherwise, you can never scale. Because if you are saying, so many people come and say that my setup works 60% of the time. Very good. Trade 10 lots on it. Right? Suddenly then he will think twice to trade 10 lots. Right? Because 40% it doesn't work, even he knows. Correct? So the conviction does not come. Please understand. That's why I'm trying to say, we are not interested in all this. Fine, let him go. But the day when this happens, I'm very sure I'll get my 0.75%. And that too, please understand. Will I get it in my 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes or not? Or I have to wait for entire day and then I'll see whether I'll get it or not. No. That's why I'm saying the setup which is there, which I call it as base violation, gives me answer fast. So either you trigger my stop loss or you give me the answer. And if you give me the answer in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, don't you think my waiting period has gone down? Lesser the waiting period, you can easily increase your quantity. Right? So that's the scale of intraday. Right? So you need to be very, very sharp when you're trying to trade intraday. And all I'm trying to say, if you master this game, then easily you can make 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 per day. It's cakewalk. You will come here, first of all, you'll put out 10 stocks. So first you start with 3 stocks. Then you'll put 10 stocks. First stock, second stock, third stock, red candle, very good, let's wait. Rest 3, delete. Again, red, green, red, yes, let's wait. Rest, remove. So what will happen? Suddenly 15, 3 stocks. When you have 3 stocks, okay, this is going up, remove it. Okay, this is going down, very good. Please go down, very good. Let's punch. That's it. So this is how smooth it becomes, provided that you know what you're looking out for. If you're confused, sometimes you're looking this, sometimes you're looking that, nothing will happen. It's not possible. And every day I'll get this setup. No. correct? So market went down yesterday so much. How much money you minted? No, I did not get my trade, right? So you should not feel, oh my God, market went down 300 points, I did not trade. No, my setup was not there, right? So that's very, very important. So the first thing which I need to now be very clear, when we are looking out, you need to know what time frame we are looking at. So we are looking for the first 30 minutes, right? So 9:17 to 10 a.m. max, and I am interested by 9:30 or so what to happen. Base violation. So either you have red candle or you have green candle, and if this is a red candle, it should go up, and if it is a green candle, go down. So we look for sell and we look for buy. Correct? So this is our first setup called as base violation. And over here we will buy. Red candle we buy, green candle we sell. Right? So this should not be any kind of confusion where you're looking for yesterday close. Still we have not brought this into picture. All we are seeing yesterday close, there is a line. This can happen up, this can happen same, and this can happen down. But all we are looking for what? Candle and base violation. Right? So first thing is this. By when we should, base violation should happen by 9:30. Yeah, we'll get into that. Don't worry about the execution. Right now, yet we have not decided the execution. Yes, by 9:17, I should be clear on the candles. This is what we have now decided. And all we are trying to see in next 10 minutes, right? As you said, 9:30 or 9:35, the reversal should take place, right? So we wait for 2 minutes. Then when we have the candle, we have another 10 minutes or 7 minutes for the entire setup to build. And once it builds, then you will take a trade. Okay, so it's very clear now. If you start by 9:15, don't you think you will get the best trade by 9:30? Correct, first 2 minutes gone in seeing the candle green or red, and after that you are trying to see the formation has formed or not. Once it has formed, you will take a trade at 9:30. You have to wait for how much? That's it. So before 10, wind up. Correct. So agenda is not to go beyond 45 minutes. Is it clear? Right? So this is the first concept called as base violation. Now let's take the second concept. So time we will go out. So try to see 9:15 to 9:17 is 2 minutes. We have to wait for this to build or not. Okay. And after this is getting built, for 10 minutes it will take to reverse. So if it is a red candle, it might take some time to go up or not. Same way, if it is here, it might take some time to go up. Now, there have been a case where you will have a green candle and then a red candle. Are we interested? No. Because this is called flip-flop. Suddenly a big buyer and then suddenly a double big seller. You never know. The same buyer can become more aggressive. Bring him up. Correct? But here, he was given time, accumulate. More he accumulates, fast he will go out. Don't you think here, if this is the price range, he'll accumulate more or not? And the agenda should be, it should have gone up, but it does not, it goes the other way, and then he will sell all his position. So we don't want these flip-flops. Okay, so the agenda is once we get this done, then you'll understand what we are looking for in the real-time examples. When we will take, you'll be very clear why we are waiting out, what we are looking for, and then how do we trade. Right. So right now it's just the flow to understand. By 9:17, you can basically select the stocks that you are looking for based on your candles. The second part, which is there, you are looking out for a reversal to happen for next 3-4 candles. Okay, and then we will execute the trade. Okay, so second part, so this is the first part or the first setup, which I call it as base violation, which is easily noted or identified by red or green candle. The first setup, which is a base violation, you can have red candle or you can have green candle. And if it is red, we are looking out for sell or buy. Right? So we are not looking out for sell. If it is red, we are looking out for buy. If it is green, we are looking out for sell. Okay, and here if it is red going down, we want him to go up. If it is going up, we want him to go. Is it clear? Right, so this is your first setup. Okay, now let's take the second setup. It is called as N setup or N pattern. Right, so now we need to go back to junior KG to understand this. Yeah.
The base violation should be within 3 to 4 candles, right?
No, don't try to understand anything. Till now, what you should have understood, I'll ask you. Have you understood at 9:15 what candle you have to see? And if you have seen a red candle, what should be your agenda? To look for buying. If it is green candle, what should be your agenda? Look for selling. That's it. You have to learn only this much right now. Then how many candles, how to get in, how to get out, how much is the stop loss, all that is execution. Right? So we have yet not started the execution part. So right now we are just spotting green or red candles. If red, we are looking for buy. If green, we are looking for sell. This is what you should know. That's it. Okay, so time wise, how many candles, how the structure, don't worry about it. Right? Now let's take the second setup. The second setup again, so 9:15, and now you're starting to look at, so let's say now here we were looking for 2 minutes, you can even look for, I said 1 minute or 2 minutes, but agenda is, first you should start with just to understand, okay, then you can go to 2 minutes and then you can even go to 1 minute, okay. Now 9:15, again for 2 minutes you are seeing your stock and suddenly you see like this. What do you think? This is open. What do you see over here? Correct. So if you are seeing a green candle, our agenda is what? Sell. For base violation, the price should go below the open. Correct or no? This is what, very good. I am interested in the stock, and then I am interested because after this, it should now start going down. Now, as I told you, IndusInd Bank, what it did? Green, 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 it went up. Because in IndusInd Bank, you got an N pattern. Now, let's see what is this N pattern. So, this is complete buy which has happened. Then, suddenly after this, so what has happened? Price has come down or no? The buyer is more interested or not to buy again? Yes. Because the price is coming down, let me buy more, and suddenly you see something like this happening. What does this mean? So has he gone below this? If it has gone below this, what we would have done? Sell. Correct or no? Now here it has not gone below this, he has gone up, gone down, then gone up. What we will do now is buy. After you buy, you are very clear it should not go below this candle, and then what happens? Races to the top. So if it goes down, so you are interested till here as per the first setup. Now after this, it should have gone sideways and then finally down or no? Which did not happen. But suddenly what happened? It came down a bit and then it zoomed back. That means the buyer is showing more strength or no? And he is more aggressive. Now this entire thing, first candle, second candle, third candle, fourth candle, more or less, 4 candles are enough. Try to understand, if it is happening in 4 candles, don't you think the N will look like this? If it happens with 10 candles, don't you think it will look like this? If it happens for the entire day, it will look like this. More you squeeze it, that shows the buyer intention or not.
Yes.
More you give him time, then buyer might not be interested. Is it clear or no? So now, why we are looking out for 4 to 5 candles only. The reason is it the same buyer who is interested or not? But if you give him time, let's say 10, 20 candles, I don't know what that buyer is going to do now. Okay, so the price is coming down, he's again buying and pushing it higher. By this, it is very clear it has to shoot. Okay, so here exactly what do you get in pattern? Right, now don't you think after green you are selling, but after green you are now buying, provided that what's happening? N is happening. If N is not happening, will you buy? Is it clear? Right? So one thing is very clear, if N is happening, we buy. If N is not happening and it is going down, we sell. So a same candle will now give you two opportunities. If it is a green candle or if it is a red candle, it gets qualified or not? From 10 stocks, the 2 stocks that you will focus is what? Those who have got either the red or green candle. And if you have got the green candle, if it goes down, down and it goes up, then the same one we are interested to buy. But if it goes down, then goes sideways, okay, not going above this, then again goes down, then we are interested to. Okay, so I have now 2 setups. One is N setup and one is base violation. Normally I draw like this, where there should be no confusion. If it is a green candle, we will have 2 outcomes. Violating the base, we look for sell. And if it is green, it has formed what? N, we look for. Right, so many people who are saying if it is green, we should look for buy. So now we are looking for buy also. But the most important thing, this should happen in what? 4 candles, or more or less if you are seeing 1 minute candle, then I can say 4 minute. If you are seeing 2 minute candle, then you can say more or less. Right, so both are the answers like this. So you can look at 1 minute, you can look at 2 minute, but don't you think if N has to be traded, it has to be done by 9:20. 9:20 or 22 or 23. So before this, don't you think this will come first? If you see a green candle, suddenly you want to buy, don't you think that option will come first? And after that, if this is not happening, which option will come? The other option. So more or less, this is how the time flows. By 9:20, you will have N pattern. And by 9:30 or 35, you will have base violation. Right? So timing wise also you will be very clear what to look at. So N should breach at the first candle. That's the question. Yes, it should breach the first candle. Please understand. Here we were looking for downside to be crossed or not? Yes. So don't you think here we should look for upside to be crossed? Kind of base violation, but we don't call this as base violation because you will get confused. Which one am I talking about? But in this, why I say this as N? Because the N should get formed in 4 candles or 5 candles. Correct? And it should not take 10-20 candles to become N. Then we are not interested. Correct? So what has happened over here? Whichever stock you bring, okay, so tomorrow we'll do live trading. Whichever stock you bring, okay, you need to now log in and see whether you have red or green candle to it. So bring 3 stocks and let's see N has happened or no, first we'll see green has happened or red has happened. And if red or green has happened, we need to see N has happened or base violation. Right? So you can select your favorite stock for tomorrow. Okay, and I will open up every stock whichever you say, right? But it has to be coming from you, and then you have to say. So the guy who's saying or person who's saying that I think TCS, please open. Okay, fine. We'll open TCS and then you need to spot whether it is doing base violation or it is doing N formation. Correct? So it should be so clear when you look at 30 stocks, you will get only one opportunity. Right? So this is how difficult it is to get this particular format. Right? And when it happens, all I'm trying to say, the probability of things moving in our direction is very, very high. Okay? And that too, if this happens or if this happens, the answers will come in next 5 to 10 minutes. This is what we want. Okay, I don't want to keep waiting for, let's wait for half an hour. No. Next, whatever is the direction which I am looking out for, start moving. If it is not moving and doing time pass for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you will come to know what they do. They come back. Okay, so before they decide to come back and trigger our stop loss, what we will do? We will only exit. I buy at 305, he is not going up, went to 306, again 305, again 306, again 305, exit. Did you lose anything? No. If you do not lose 250 rupees, next day again you can play. Correct? So try to understand, we want these free trades where we should be clear. If things are not moving, let's go out. Okay, next day we look at it again. So the point is very clear to look at only these two setups. Now there are 40 setups like this. Okay, but as I'm saying, all is done by machine, not by us. But these are fairly simple and to understand and to execute. But these two ones, please understand, you are now looking at 2-minute structures, which also goes fast, right? So it cannot be on the first day you will run it so fast and you can trade it. No. You need to build that formations are happening or not happening and stuff like that, right? So that is also very, very important. So N should be breached. What will happen in red candles? Will N happen in red candle? Yeah, we are trying to see that as well. Don't worry. Put the price movement would be very minimal. So let's see. That's what I'm saying. So when we will check out all the stocks, when we open up, then you will come to know how much is the price movement. Now for intraday, with these setups, the two setups which we are seeing, we will look out for profit target of how much? Max 1%. But we are happy for 0.75%. Now, what should be our stop loss? Right now for training, what are we doing? 1% to see if it does time pass, does it trigger my stop loss or not? Right? So we are giving him enough room to trigger my stop loss. But going forward, we need to move this to 0.5%. Okay, so we'll come to that point later. But first agenda is when you are in the trade, this should happen. So when we come to execution, we'll consider all this. So don't worry. So someone was asking, can we do for the same for the red candle? So we have seen for the green candle two setups. What was the setup? Complete green. If it goes down, violates the base, we look for complete green. If it breaks the upside, we look for buy. So the same green candle, you're looking for sell and here you're looking for buy. Why you're looking for buy? Because you've got N setup, and the most important part with base violation or N, for N, it has to happen in 4 to 5 candles. That is very, very important. So this trade will happen first, then the chances are you can get this trade. Okay. Now if you see the red candle, the first candle is a red candle and the base violation is what? Then it should not go down, it keeps going up. So red candle we do what? Buy when he triggers above space. Correct? So we go out and buy. And in this case, when you are going out and buy, this is again concept of base violation. And in this case, if it is red, complete red, then what will happen? Green or uptick will take place, and then what happens? Have it crossed below or not? Correct? So same way, we are looking out for the N pattern for So if N gets formed, are you looking for that same direction or no? If green and N is getting formed, are we looking for buy or no? If red and N is getting formed, are we looking for sell or no? So N is the same direction, either up or either down, but this is in the opposite direction. Green we look for sell, red we look for buy. Correct? So that's the opposite direction and this is the same direction. Is it clear or no? Correct? So the most important part of this intraday, when we are trying to look for two main setups, your base violation and for your N pattern which is there. So you have these two setups which are there, N pattern and base violation. Okay. So now what we will try to understand after understanding the setup, so what structure we want to basically do the execution. And when your execution is done, what should be your profit and stop loss? So this is your second part. So at least I hope we now know setup 1 and 2. So don't worry, because when we take examples, you will go out and you'll see every day we'll take up examples. Okay, so for now, next 4 sessions, we'll be only taking examples every day of intraday in the morning. And yeah, so we'll take a break and we'll be back by 2:15.